extra. Now let's move on to the Online Safety Act. And yesterday, the Wikimedia Foundation announced that it is challenging the lawfulness of one of the new elements of the Online Safety Act. And by that, they're talking about as Ofcom starts to roll out the various regimes, the various frameworks to actually implement parts of the Online Safety Act. And they're focusing, this is Wikimedia Foundation, is focusing on the element of the Online Safety Act that determines which duties a website has under the law. And they're complaining specifically about the aspects of the Act, and also something that we've been highlighting since the Online Harms White Paper was originally published in 2017, and that's the broad brush lack of definition of terms. So basically, because terms remain so ill or undefined, they can be taken to mean virtually anything. And the issue that Wikipedia is upset about is the categorization of services. So to quote them a little bit here, they're saying, the Foundation is challenging the Online Safety Act's categorisation regulations, which are written broadly enough that they could place Wikipedia as a Category 1 service, a platform posing the highest possible level of risk to the public. Now, I personally view Wikipedia as absolutely being one of the highest risk websites that's out there, but we'll talk about that in a second, no doubt. Now, Wikipedia goes on to say that they simply do not operate like other Category 1 sites. Someone reading an online encyclopedia article about a historical figure or cultural landmark is not exposed to the same level of risk as someone scrolling on social media. Again, we'll talk about that in a second. The Foundation's sole objective, they say, is to allow people to participate in the creation and dissemination of verifiable knowledge. The Category 1 duties threaten that, for example, by disempowering users who wish to keep their identities private. Now, this is ironic, I'm going to suggest, in a sense, because I'm certain that many, if not all, the voices behind Wikipedia have been at front of the queue for people calling for the removal of anonymous posting on some other sites on the internet. I mean, they certainly have been promoting the continuing anonymization of some people posting content on Wikipedia itself. But anyway, they're bringing this issue to judicial review, and they say they've asked for expedited hearings because they're already under pressure from Ofcom to provide information under the new regime. And they say that as the UK government works to protect the public from harms of the internet, so they are acknowledging that the internet is harmful. We hope it also prioritizes the protecting of the best parts of the internet, public interest projects like Wikipedia that uplift civil society and promote access to free and open knowledge online. Except, Patrick, it's not free and open, is it? For example, nobody still has admitted who Philip Cross is. And this is really the point. There is so much information on Wikipedia, which is disinformation, which is certainly opinionated in ways that the Wikimedia Foundation would argue that Wikipedia shouldn't be, and has been targeting many people who are providing resistance to the war narratives and to a host of other narratives that are out there. And, this question of Philip Cross, I think, is one that's absolutely in the public interest.
Well, most of the, obviously, the overwhelming amount of information on Wikipedia, Mike, is of great use to the public and is a great free resource, and I agree with all of that. However, it's also been abused. The Philip Cross scandal, you could have a situation here where the same government that's pushing online harms legislation is also the same government whose security services are abusing Wikipedia's editorial and gaming the editorial process at Wikipedia to defame and to libel and to smear all independent journalists and other opposition voices to foreign policy issues right across the entire spectrum of media. And that's what that scandal is all about, Mike. So again, I just have to go back to this point, Mike. Is the internet really harmful? Or has the government somehow changed its view of the internet? Because last time I checked, the internet's been around since the mid-90s. And, mums forums and baby forums and stuff like that have been going for 30 years, Mike. 30 years. All of a sudden, it's now dangerous. It's now harmful and needs to be a category 1 risk to public safety. I mean, it's kind of patently ridiculous. There must be better way to deal with these issues than to start doing mass censorship.
Well, look, the fact of the matter is, Patrick, that the issues that are considered harmful, and whether it be suicide, terrorism, these issues are societal issues. And all you're doing by censoring them is treating a symptom. Again, you're not dealing with the underlying societal problem which is causing this in the first place, because of course many of these things are tools of the state in and of themselves, and so but there's a whole discussion around that which undoubtedly will go into more depth in extra.
If they put this much attention on the fact that our society is so over medicated with antidepressant medication and the harms, the real harms that and the suicides that leads to, they put half the energy into regulating and dealing with that problem as they do on the internet and censoring speech on the internet, we might actually be getting somewhere.
Well, indeed. Mark, sticking with the media and